Hello and welcome back. Today we've got another £500 worth of £2 coins we're hunting through, looking for commemoratives, ones with more than face value, but ideally one of the few we still need to tick off for the book. We've got 3 Commonwealth games on our tick list to get: Northern Ireland, Scotland and England, having found only Wales twice actually. Olympic Rio handover is our last commemorative we need to fill this book, and then there's a space for the 2021 Britannia should it ever be put into circulation. But let's get into this bag and see what we find. Okay then, into bag number 1. Let's have a look. So, that's technologies. We don't particularly want to see this. There are some years lower minted than others, but otherwise all very, very common. Oh, that's a nice quality, very nice quality Rugby World Cup. A coin that has been in circulation since 1999. That has got very nice clear mirror fields and what looks to be a bit of a frosted effect on the queens. So potentially a former proof coin which has been broken out of a set, I would say. It's again, the mirror finish is too mirrory to be a BU coin, I would say, but I'm always a little bit skeptical. I definitely think I'm going to keep this one in my oddities bag just in case it's a... I am right, but I wouldn't... You can't call it a proof coin anymore now because it's been busted out and dinged and scratched and whatever, had it been a formerly proof coin of course, but that's a very cool coin to start with. Obviously Rugby World Cup is a very common coin though, one that you will come across fairly often, as you will with this coin, which is Lord Kitchener. So zooming in, because on the obverse, the side with the Queen's head, it should say £2 at the bottom of this coin, which on this one sadly it does. So if it doesn't say £2 at the bottom, that is the mule error, whereby the wrong obverse die has been used for that reverse, or the wrong reverse for that obverse, whichever way you want to think about it. That is a coin that's a very scarce and valuable error coin worth looking out for. Just goes to show, even with the most common coins, sometimes there's potential, making it something definitely worthwhile having a look out for, especially if you've got the coin in your hand anyway, why not check? There's a coin over face value. It's Shakespeare's Histories, one of 3 Shakespeare £2 coins. This is the more common of the 3. Check your edge inscription, hollow crown. Only check it because 2016 seems to have been a bad year for the Royal Mint in terms of the wrong edge inscriptions going onto certain commemorative coins. I've only ever found the one on a Shakespeare tragedy that said "for king and country" instead of "what a piece of work is a man." Case of the diddlies on that bag, sadly. Well, this is going much better than a previous hunt that I've done. I can't remember if it's the last one or the one before that. I found diddly all. There we go. Charles Dickens there. It's another fairly common coin though. Nothing worth writing home about. But no. Oh. Guy Fawkes, Gunpowder Plot. It might look like it says per member on the edge inscription. It's an anomaly. It's not valuable. It's not rare, as all these crazy, wild and wacky news stories will have you believe. For my day job, I work for the Britannia Coin Company making videos for them, and every time one of these big news stories does the rounds talking about a very common coin that's normally only worth face value or a smidge above face value, making videos debunking this. If you spot any news articles with crazy price for coins, do send it my way. Golden Guinea there, another one that's a smidge over face value, not massively so. Also worth noting, you can see you've got these beads, sometimes on the reverse, sometimes on the obverse. It's quite often that you'll find them, like you see, they're quite obvious on this side of the coin, but they've disappeared on this side. That's just a byproduct of the mass production of coins. It's again, it's technically an error, I guess, but more of an anomaly that doesn't add value. The problem is, you start calling things like that errors, people think that they're rare and valuable, which doesn't always tally through. Oh, we've got the abolition of the slave trade there. Again, one to keep an eye out for because there's a variant that didn't go into circulation. Has a smooth finish on the inner part of the coins and the initials DG for David Gentleman at the bottom right of the 7. Those initials are very pronounced. So again, you see that that's not one there. So if there's a minor scratch or whatever, that's not going to be the initials. Don't worry about that. It'll be quite apparent if it is the non-circulating version of that coin. I don't actually know what they're worth off the top of my head. I haven't had to look into it, having never found one myself. That would be a very, very cool coin to come across, though. What is more exciting, though? Finding an NIFC variant, so a coin not intended for circulation, like that abolition of the slave trade, or finding a coin that was never meant for circulation, like, say for instance, the Jane Austen £2 coin I found, although that's a bad example because some were put into circulation in Basingstoke and Winchester, I hear. Right, VE Day Anniversary, most common commemorative £2 coin out in circulation. Otherwise, all good. But no, so sometimes the NIFCs, they don't have a huge value because you can still buy the BU coins in raw mint packaging, or another vendor who's repackaged raw mint coins for reasonable prices. So why would you buy one that's been found in circulation for more than you can actually find a pristine BU coin or brilliant uncirculated coin? I guess is another question. Whereas, like, I don't know, the NIFC Shield 50Ps, 2009, 10, 11, 16 and 18 and 21, some of them can go up for about 60 quid, which I guess we've moved on many years, so those annual sets that they were included in aren't too numerous, or as numerous. So interesting. What makes prices prices? What makes them worth things other than the obvious? Is what someone's willing to pay for that coin. I don't know. Perhaps topics I should bring up on the Unhuntables next time we record one of those. Oh, we have had some luck. Not a total shambles today, which is always nice to see. It is obviously pot luck. What you end up getting, sometimes you'll get really lucky, sometimes you'll get very unlucky. It's the same with these sealed bags. Lots of people ask, where do I get my coins from? I get them from my bank, specifically the sealed coins. These ones that have come from the cash centre. So if you get bags that in those reusable bag bags, that's obviously been paid in by someone or made up by the bank. These sealed bags are ones fresh from the cash centre that have obviously been circulating, done the rounds, been returned to the cash centre, and they rebag them and send them out as and where different denominations are needed. But again, it's just pot luck. Whether I get seal bags or bag bags, I'm lucky that I tend to get more seal bags than bag bags, because those bag bags can be a bit of a bind, not giving the best results. But as I said, it's all down to luck, because on the flip side, if someone cashes in a collection in bagged bags, that could be very, very fortunate. I think that's happened before. I'm sure I found Northern Ireland in a whole load of bagged bags that I believed were probably from someone's collection that they've cashed in. But it could be a coin collector. It could just be someone that's been popping all of their commemorative £2 coins because they've got pretty pictures into a savings pot. Saving them not because they are coin collecting, saving them because they are saving for a holiday or rainy day fund, or buying something extravagant and exciting. Oh, it has slowed down somewhat there, hasn't it? Oh dear, the table's looking quite bare still. We've got 4 bags to go. Let's do an edge hunt. See if that summons something up. That would be quite exciting, wouldn't it? So £2 coins are the last ones in circulation with an edge inscription. It's 50-50 what way your edge inscription is. That's not an error, can't be an error. If it says standing on the shoulders of giants, we know that that is a Technologies £2 coin. Although this one, second from bottom, for King and Country, should be Army Centenary if this is a Shakespeare tragedy, so how exciting would that be? No. So that's what it should be. No rotation error on that one. I will of course check through all the coins for rotation errors, the Technologies as well, because we have found rotation errors or double die obverses in the past on a semi-regular basis. It doesn't happen every hunt, but every few hunts we tend to pull out one of those interesting errors, although the rotation errors on the Technologies one, surprisingly, don't sell for huge amounts. There's Charles Darwin. There's something about that portrait that made me think, ooh, something's off about that. It's these weird shiny bits in the field. I think that's a real coin though. I don't think that's a counterfeit. It is slightly above face value though. Unlike this one, which is face value, the abolition of the slave trade. the abolition slave trade, like the Charles Dickens and Guy Fawkes, is one that tends to do the rounds in the news about them being worth huge, vast sums of money, which of course they are not. Nothing else there, sadly. Well then, last chance saloon now, last bag of the hunt. We've been saved by the last bag before. I don't think we need saving today. We've got some interesting finds at least. As ever, there'll be links in the description of this video to my coin collecting Discord server if you want to come over and join that. There's our first Brunel's achievement, Archers at Paddington Station, which I got to see in London. I recently made a little video vlog of my week's holiday down in London. Oh, I didn't spend the whole week in London, but my week holiday I spent some time in London. Steam locomotive, Trevithick. There we go. We're adding to the variety. That's looking a lot more healthier, even just with 2 more coins. There's also links in the description to my other social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, the PO box address you can write into, and of course the Britannia Coin Company, who, as I said, I work for making videos for them, so please do check that channel out too. I'm going to check through the coins now to see whether I've missed any errors whilst I've been flicking through them. Well, as it happens every now and again, this is a normal 2015 technology, so take it date at the bottom, denomination at the top, rotate it 180 degrees, the Queen should be facing this way to the right, the King naturally to the left because the portrait's flipped around. But this 2015 technologies, if we rotate it, you can see the Queen's facing down. So one thing to check is where the little BR initials, Brian Russian's initials, is on the inner part of the technologies. As you can see, it's just to the bottom right there, and if I hold that the right way around, we should find it in the correct place here. Sometimes these can be manipulated. I don't know, you can clamp it down and you can twist it or heat it, cool it, whatever it is, and manipulate it so it looks like a rotation error when it's not. So that's one thing to keep your eyes peeled if you're looking at purchasing a rotation error. Make sure you check that the BR is exactly where it should be for this to actually been a rotated die rather than someone has manipulated the inner part of the coin. But that's a really cool find for sure. Again, nothing new for the book, but we seem to be stuck in that sort of situation. Happened for quite a while. My star finds, if not the rotation error, this weird, potentially formally proof coin, I think probably takes it. But as ever, let me know in the comments what your favourite coin from today's video is, and all it leaves me to do is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye!